after the weather report, let's do the Happy Herbie commercial, and then let's play one of your crazy songs, okay?
Okay. How about this one?
Let me hear it.
To Know Us is to Hate Us by Leather Jacket Lenny and the Sweethearts.
Perfect.
Huh?
Perfect.
When do we eat?
Oh, as soon as Linda gets home.
I can make sandwiches.
Not as nice as Linda makes them.
A sandwich is a sandwich.
Not when Linda makes them. She cuts off the crust, tucks up in the lettuce, sprinkles the little green flowers on top. It's beautiful.
I don't want to frame it. I want to eat it.
She'll be home any minute. She's at a meeting of the Lambkins.
The Lambkins?
Oh, you know the ladies' club she belongs to, L-A-M, whatever, the one with all the initials.
Oh, yeah. That's that bunch of Linda got us to do that show for last year at the meat market.
At the bowling alley.
It smelled like a meat market. Boy, what a rotten show that was.
It wasn't so bad.
Are you kidding? The biggest act we introduced was a fat lady with blue hair singing a duet with a duck.
Oh.
Hi, honey.
Hey, hi, honey. Hi.
Boy, do I have wonderful news.
The doctor found a way to get that thing off the top of your head?
What's the matter with my hat?
Oh, it's a hat. Cancel the operation.
What's the wonderful news, honey?
At the meeting today, the Lambkins appointed me this year's shepherd.
Hey, that's terrific, honey. What does that mean?
As first assistant to Mrs. Rosner.
Oh, who's Mrs. Rosner?
Well, she's the president. Do you remember the lady who sang in the show?
Oh, with a duck.
That's right.
What are you assisting her with?
Her duet, the duck died.
I am entertainment chairman of the show this year.
Oh, you're in charge, huh?
I'm in charge of getting all the talent.
Oh, gee, that's terrific, honey.
What's more important is how great are you at making lunch, Linda?
How about liverwurst?
Okay.
Pumpernickel?
Rye.
I don't have any rye. Maybe Sandy does. I'll go upstairs and check.
Yeah, why don't you go upstairs and check?
Hey, tell her to come down after a while, and I'll take her to a movie.
Hey, Larry, we're in trouble.
Why?
I think we're being rounded up for this year's show.
Oh, no, I don't want to do another one of those.
I don't want to do another one either, but why do you think they made her the shepherd this year?
Oh, you mean they're using her to get us?
Right.
Oh, Dave, I couldn't live through that again.
Neither could I.
2 weeks with those ladies is like rehearsing for a war.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Well, whatever Linda says, tell her no.
Well, she's my wife.
Divorce her. Here's what we tell her. When she asks us to do the show, we say, I'm sorry, Linda, but our contract at the station does not allow us to appear in public on the same bill with a duck.
Good. Dave, do you need this little file cabinet?
No, honey.
Good, because I need something for all my notes for the show.
It's yours.
I could also use your typewriter. Where is it?
At the studio.
No, it's not. I took it home.
Would you bring it in tomorrow, Larry?
I can't. Sandy borrowed it.
Oh, good. I'll go up and get it. Oh, David, I almost forgot something very important.
Oh, what, honey?
Well, your names came up at the meeting this morning.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, Mrs. Rosner's a very big fan of yours.
And we're big fans of hers. It's the greatest duck act I've ever saw.
She was wondering if maybe you would do some announcements on your program for the show.
That's it?
Yeah, is it okay?
Well, sure, it'll be a pleasure. Give us the announcements. We'll read them.
Oh, David, there is one more thing.
Okay, what is that?
Well, since you guys are so clever, maybe you would...
Say, Dave, did I tell you I'm thinking about visiting my folks next week in San Francisco?
What was it you wanted to say, honey?
Well, these announcements, would you write them also?
Oh, love to write them, love to read them.
Thanks, darling. I'll go upstairs and get the typewriter.
Hey, you know, Larry, I think we're wrong. All she wants us to do is the announcements.
Dave, this is only the beginning. I got a feeling before this thing is over, we're going to be in that bowling alley introducing a little girl playing the spoons and a 40-year-old woman doing a toe dance on a bass drum. Let's read the announcement after this next record.
Hey, Larry, I can't understand why Linda hasn't asked us to do the show yet.
She's just trying to lull you into a sense of security, and then she'll strike.
Now, she's probably embarrassed knowing that we know she's going to ask us.
You keep your guard up, Dave. She may be your wife and lovely and soft, but she's still a woman, and that makes her vicious.
My wife doesn't have a vicious curve in her body.
Oh, all I know is I just don't want to do that dumb show. Hey, you know, Larry, the truth is, if she should ask us to do it, I really wouldn't mind that much. What?
Well, we do benefits all the time. Why shouldn't I do one for my wife?
Dave, if you volunteer to do that show, I'll never talk to you again.
Oh, I won't volunteer. I'll just hint that we're available if she needs us.
And if she needs us?
I'll tell her she can depend on me.
Well, then she can depend on me.
Thanks, Larry.
To kill her husband.
All right, Mrs. Rosner, we'll get started right away. Goodbye. She said we could start calling people. The show's going to be in the Palladium.
Palladium? Terrific. Look, last time I was at the Palladium, I did the polka with Lawrence Welk.
You did a show at the Palladium?
Well, not exactly. It was prom night, and he picked me out of the audience.
Come on now, let's get started with the entertainment list. You take half the names, and I'll take half.
Okay. Woo! Tony Curtis, Marlon Brando. Oh, I got the best half. Cary Grant's number's here.
I understand he'll be out of town.
Well, I don't care. I just want to hear him say no.
Hi, hon.
Hi, sweetheart. I heard your announcement for the show today.
That's gonna cost you.
Oh?
15-second plug, 15-second kiss.
I'll pay the balance later.
Hello?
What did her?
I think she just talked to Cary Grant.
Cary Grant on our phone? Well, why'd you talk to Cary Grant?
To ask him to do the show.
You asked Cary Grant to do your show?
Well, he was on the list.
Could I see that list? Carl Reiner? James Honey. Red Skelton, Andy Griffith?
Oh, Sandy, we don't have to call Andy Griffith. Mrs. Rosner already got him.
You got Andy Griffith to perform in a bowling alley?
No, the Palladium.
What?
The show's going to be at the Palladium.
The big wow.
Didn't I tell you we were trying to get the Palladium?
No.
I just hope we can get all these people to come.
Hey, listen, honey, you know, Larry and I'll be happy to help you if you need any help.
Oh?
Really, if you need us, just holler. I mean, anytime you need us. Anytime at all, just holler, okay?
Judy, I said any time, dear. You can get us any time, Judy, just holler.
How's that, Sandy, huh?
Cary doesn't talk like that at all.
Well, that's because that's not my best impression. I do better impressions than that, don't I, honey? Now, don't tell me Jimmy Stewart, doesn't talk like this when he says, my mother makes the best apple pie. What? Huh? Well, if you need us, just holler. No kidding. Or, you tell you right. I want you to know that I'm at your disposal. You may think that's a lot of garbage, and you're right. Garbage disposal. Wow, my mother makes the best apple pie.
I think David and Larry want to do the show this year.
But they're not good enough.
You mean they're not big enough?
Well, if they were good enough, they'd be big enough.
I feel terrible. I think David expects me to use my shepherdship to get him on the show.
If everyone else doesn't want him, you can't do that.
I know. But how can I tell David that?
I don't know. I think I'm going to call Cary again.
Hey, Larry.
Oh, hi, Dave.
Hello.
Listen,
Hey.
Dave, could you loan me $5?
Again?
Well, my car got stuck in the sand.
Okay.
There you go, pal. Keep the change.
What change? The bill was $4.90.
Oh, well, what's your name? I'll dedicate a song to you.
Helen Hayes.
Well, would you give him another $1? She's one of my favorites.
Glad my radio is broke.
Hey, Larry, how come you took a cab to work today?
Well, I drove out to the beach last night with Sandy, and my car got stuck.
You went out with Sandy? You couldn't have. When I got home at 9 o'clock, she was in the living room talking to Linda.
Oh, that's Sandy. No, the girl I took to the beach was Ethel. When I got home, she was Sandy.
You're feeling pretty good today, aren't you?
Why not? With the right girl, you can have a delightful evening pushing a car out of the sand.
Okay, let me ruin your day for you.
What's this?
Read it. It's the latest announcements for the Lambkins show.
Oh. We got hooked into doing the show, right, Dave?
Read.
Boy, you are weak. Weak!
Read.
The second annual Lambkins show will be held this Saturday night at the Palladium, featuring appearances of such stars as Andy Griffith. Andy Griffith?
Well, how come you missed the Palladium?
Oh, the Palladium? What happened to the bowling alley?
You can't expect people like that to work in a bowling alley.
Bill Cosby, Danny Thomas, Jim Neighbors. How did they get all these people?
Mrs. Rosner.
Blue hair, what did she do?
Her husband sold his potato chip business and bought a picture studio.
Oh, I get it. Hey, we're going to be in pretty good company, Dave.
Larry, do you see our names on that list?
No, but that's easily fixed. Plus your favorite radio personalities, Larry Clark and David Lewis. Why'd you do that?
Because I have a feeling they don't want us on that show.
You mean we're not good enough for them now that they got all these big stars?
If you can get caviar, why take sardines?
Gee, Dave, I want to do that show.
Well, so do I.
Well, we'll tell Linda.
Last night, I hinted all over the place.
You hinted?
I stood up there like an idiot, and I did my impressions.
You did your impressions? That almost lost us this job.
Uh-huh. Well, Sandy, you call them. I'm late with dinner, and I've got to get my meatloaf in. No, don't say anything to Larry until after I talk to David.
Hey, honey.
Okay, bye. Hi, sweetheart. Your show was just terrific today.
Oh, thanks. You getting more people for the show?
Yeah?
Oh. Did Sandy talk Carrie into doing your show? You don't need him. You've got a great list of people lined up, honey. A lot better than last show.
Well, it'll be bigger anyway.
No, it'll be better, too. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you.
David.
What?
I'm sorry
Oh, about what, honey?
that they didn't want you and Larry for the show.
Well, you know how we griped and complained last year. Heck, we don't want to do that silly show again.
Well, actually, your names did come up at the meeting this morning.
Oh, yeah? By who?
Mrs. Rosner. She was so pleased with the job that you did last year that she thought maybe you and Larry would do something on the show this year.
She did?
But I told her I didn't know if you'd do it.
Well, what do you mean if we wouldn't do it? I don't understand.
Well, it's not as though you'd have your own spot where you do one of your routines or your impressions.
Oh, that's okay.
But it's something else.
Well, what, honey? I don't understand. I mean, we'd be very happy to help. What do they want us to do?
Get hit in the face with a pie.
What?
That's why I didn't want to ask you.
Well, we're not clowns, you know. I mean, that's not funny. That's stupid slapstick junk.
That's what I thought you'd think.
Well, you thought right, honey. What? Why would they want to hit us in the face with a pie?
Well, it's kind of an auction routine with Dick Van Dyke and Red Skelton.
Dick Van Dyke?
Yeah, they're going to have the audience bid, and the highest bidder gets to hit a celebrity in the face with a pie.
We'd be working with Dick Van Dyke and Red Skelton?
Yeah, they're the auctioneers.
You know, honey, done properly, pie throwing could be a great form of comedy. I mean, pie throwing with a purpose is great.
You mean you do it?
Sure. Oh, but what thing, honey?
What?
Lemon meringue. I love that lemon meringue.
Well, I'll see you out there, Carl.
What are you going to do, Andy?
Oh, I don't know, about an hour and a half.
Save a couple of minutes for me.
Right. Well, good luck.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Griffith.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Griffith.
Right.
Oh, he's a great guy. No, I tore this one for you. It's big. It's bigger.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Say, Mr. Reiner, what are you going to do tonight?
Oh, I think I'll do my Shakespeare routine. Oh, thank you, fellas.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Reiner.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Reiner.
Knock him dead, Carl. Reiner.
Is that my cigar here?
Oh, boy.
What guys?
Yeah. He's doing Shakespeare, and I'm going to get hit in the face with a pie.
Yeah.
But who cares, Dave? Tonight, we're going to be on stage with the big ones. The big ones!
Hey, you know, Larry, I'm glad you feel that way. Because we're going to get the biggest laugh in the show. And I think it's kind of an honor that they picked us to get the biggest laugh.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, do you think this is too much? Just before I get hit in the puss, I go, abba-da-hoo, abba-da-hoo, abba-da-hoo.
Hey, that's great. Leave it in. That's
Right,
fine.
and then you come and lick the pie off my face.
No, I think that's a little too much.
So I wanted to give you something, too.
Hi, fellas.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hands off. This is a $700 dress.
I wasn't going for the dress.
Sandy, let me see. Ah, you look lovely.
Thank you, David. You see, that's a gentleman. You, hey, I'm not chick.
Have you seen Linda?
Yeah, she's talking to Mrs. Rosner. She'll be right in.
Okay. Come in, Pumpkin.
Come in, Pumpkin. Now, that should be Mr. Pumpkin.
In the gentleman's dressing room?
Oh, they were dressed when I came in.
Of course. Sandy, may I speak to David and Lawrence, please?
Sure.
Sandy, what Mr. Hutton means is he'd like to speak to us alone.
And what Dave means is scram.
Is that what you meant?
Well, yes, but not quite so crudely.
Thank you, Mr. Hutton. I'm leaving. And Larry, you may be all dressed up in a tuxedo, but you still talk like a ding-dong. Oh, thank you, Mr. Hutton. You see how it's done?
No, I didn't know you were going to be here tonight, Mr. Hutton.
When I heard that my boys were going to perform on the show, wild horses couldn't keep me away.
Gee, today we can't even depend on wild horses.
I just dropped backstage to wish you well, David. What are you going to do? The astronaut routine? The Western sketch? I certainly hope not your impressions.
You mean you don't know what we're going to do?
No, but I trust it will reflect the character and dignity of the station.
Well, what it is, it's kind of a, it's a satire in the bakery business.
Mr. Hutton, do you notice in your schedule it says auction starring Dick Van Dyke and Red Skelton?
Yes.
Well, they're going to ask the people to bid, and the highest bidder gets to come up on the stage and throw a pie at these two guys on the stage.
You're going to get hit with pies?
It's not very dignified, is it?
Definitely not.
We're doing it for charity.
You mean I could buy a pie and... Lawrence, let me see your face. Splendid, boys, splendid. Oh, good evening, Linda. Oh, my, you look lovely. And don't worry, David's in no danger at all.
Hi, honey. How do I look?
Just terrific, David, and you too, Larry.
How's the show going?
Oh, just great.
Hey, Linda,
that's great.
I want to make sure who pays for these tuxedos if they get ruined by pies.
Well, Larry, they won't get ruined.
Oh, you never know, honey. Sometime that cream stuff doesn't come off.
David.
What's the matter?
David, you and Larry can hate me for the rest of your lives.
Well, I wouldn't hate you for a minute.
I might. Let's hear what she has to say.
Well, there was just a big meeting with Mrs. Rosner and everybody,
And what?
and they decided that they would get more money if Dick Van Dyke and Red Skelton were hit with the pies.
What?
You mean we're not going to get hit with pies?
You mean we're not doing anything? We're out?
David, I tried to...
I know it's not your fault, honey. I understand. For goodness sake.
Dave, what is this love scene? I'm mad. We're too important to be pushed around like this.
Oh, you think we are? We're not important enough to get hit in the face with a pie.
Oh, David, there is another thing.
What?
Well, Mrs. Rosner said the audience is filling up fast.
Now she wants us to be ushers?
No, but I thought if you wanted to get a seat, you better get out there now.
Oh, boy, now I've heard everything.
Larry, you haven't heard everything. The seats are $25 apiece.
Well, why can't we be ushers?
See, that's an idea.
I'd like to be an usher.
I don't care what anybody says. Nobody could have handed the pies to those people better than you two.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the reviews.
The main thing is we raised over $5,000 on the auction.
And Dave and I saved $50 by standing backstage.
Hey, honey, how much did that lady give to hit Dick Van Dyke and Red Skelton in the face with a pie?
$1,000.
Wow.
Hello, boys.
What are you going to do with that?
Boys, you did very well tonight. Conducted yourself with great dignity, but I was cheated.
What are you going to do?
I was going to donate $150 to the milk fund just to have the pleasure of hitting you with this pie.
Mr. Hutton, you can't hit us now. The show's over.
Do you see two pies? One pie for one puss.
Dave, that's not fair.
They have my pledge. If I use this pie, they'll get my money.
Dave, say something and do something. He can't do that, can he?
Well, it's for charity.
Right. And I've worked myself up to smashing his face, and I won't deny myself that pleasure.
But the pleasure's going to be mine.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, wouldn't I?
Larry, why would you do that?
Anything to deprive him of pleasure.
That was Little Billy Kaufman and the Raincoats with their new hit, Mulholland Drives Me Wild.
And now here's our first clues in our new Mystery Celebrity Contest. Here they are. 7 G-sharp, cheddar cheese, matzo balls.
We'd like to thank all you folks again for the marvelous turnout at the Lambkins affair. The ladies appreciated it, and so did we.
We had a great time. And now here's Donnie and the Procrastinators with Later, Baby, Later.
Good morning, boys.
Oh, good morning, Mr. What are you doing?
Coming to wish you a good morning.
Oh, come on, Mr. Hutton. Now, don't be a sore loser.
This is not for throwing, it's for eating.
It is?
Of course, sportsmanship is still the name of the game. This pie is a gift from me to you.
Yeah?
Yes, chocolate cream.
Hey, Larry, that's your favorite kind.
In my stomach, not in my face.
Eat and enjoy.
Are you crazy? You think I'm gonna eat that pie? It's probably poison.
Really? David, do you think I'd stoop so low as to give him a Mickey pie?
Well,
You're not sure either. Very disappointing. Perhaps this will alleviate your fears.
Hey, Larry, I guess we were wrong. Let's dig in.
Yeah.
That shaving cream.
You're telling me? I'm sorry, David. I only wanted to get at him.
Well, you didn't. I like shaving cream.